So, good morning and welcome to another episode of Around the Loop. Today is a very, very special day. Today is Mother's Day, and I'll say it in Spanish too. Feliz Dia de las Madres to everybody out there and around the world. Welcome to today's episode. And it's going to be really special because I don't know, I haven't heard a podcast episode out there, especially on Mother's Day. It'd be the first one, or maybe there are some, who knows. But to each their own. And it's gonna be really special because I have my mother on here today, and she's gonna be coming along later on in the episode. And just want to give a shout out to all the single fathers out there that play both roles, and shout out to the single mothers out there that also play both roles, and also to the mothers out there who didn't have a mother figure to look up to or anyone in particular to help them in motherhood. And just wanted to say, thank you guys for all the support. Super excited to see that we finally reached over 200 views in total. So that's really nice, and I'm really stoked to see the numbers go up. So let's continue to listen to those episodes and help share the information out, and let's bring those numbers up. So I know this is completely off topic, but this isn't a Mother's Day related thing. But if anybody out there that is one of my listeners that makes carpets or rugs or something like that, let me know if you can make a carpet with the logo. That'd be really cool. Just been thinking about that lately. But if anybody does, let me know. Just email me on the podcast website, and we'll go from there. But I'll be talking about today's Mother's Day on like the origins of where it actually originated from, and how it started on Mexico as well. Because I mean, for some of us, we have no idea how it actually started, or the history behind it. So we'll be talking about that, and we're gonna roll into it. But some of you guys may ask, like, Mother's Day, what is it? It's a holiday. It's honoring motherhood that is observed in different forms through the world. In the United States, Mother's Day 2024 falls on Sunday, which is today, May 12th. The American incarnation of Mother's Day was created by Anna Jarvis in 1908 and became official in the U.S. as a holiday in 1914. Jarvis would later denounce the holiday, commercializing it, and spent later the part of her life trying to remove it from the calendar. While dates and celebrations vary, Mother's Day traditionally involves presenting moms with flowers, cards, and other gifts. And this is all cited from history.com. So if you guys are curious, we can you can look it up on there on history.com. So some of you guys may ask what Mother's Day is. Well, I mean, it could be traced back all the way to the ancient Greeks and Romans. They would hold festivals in honor of their mother goddesses Rhea and Cybele. I don't fucking know. I can't pronounce that shit right, but don't question me. But the clearest modern prediction of Mother's Day is in the early Christian festival known as Mothering Sunday. Once a major tradition in the United Kingdom, parts of Europe, the celebration fell on the fourth Sunday in Lent and was originally seen as a time when the faithful would return to their mother church and the main church in the vicinity of their home for a special service. Over time, Mothering Sunday tradition shifted into more secular holiday, and children who would present their mothers flowers and other tokens of appreciation. This custom eventually faded in popularity before merging with American Mother's Day in the 1930s and 1940s. So, for a fun fact for all you guys that are out there, today is actually the only day out of the year where most phone calls are actually made. So there is a lot of foot traffic going on with phone calls. About 35 to 40% more phone calls are actually made on this exact day than any other day in the holiday. And so I wanted to talk about the origins of Mother's Day and how it started in the U.S. So I'm going to read it off of history.com. So if you guys are curious, just look it up. It's right there. And I'll even leave the link in the description there for you guys to check it out. But Mother's Day origin in the United States. The origins of Mother's Day, as celebrated in the United States, date back in the 19th century. In the years before the Civil War, Anne Reeves Jarvis of West Virginia helped start Mother's Day work clubs to teach local women how to properly care for their children. These clubs later became an unifying force in a region of the country still divided over the Civil War. In 1868, Jarvis organized Mother's Friendship Day, at which mothers gathered with former Union and Confederate soldiers to promote reconciliation. Okay, let's see. So another persecutor to Mother's Day came for the abolitionist and suffragist Julia Ward Howe. In 1870, Howe wrote the Mother's Day Proclamation, a call to action that asked mothers to unite in promoting world peace. In 1873, Howe campaigned for a Mother's Peace Day to be celebrated every June 2nd. Other early Mother's Day pioneers included Juliet Calhoun Blakely, a temperance activist who inspired a local Mother's Day in Albion, Michigan. In the 1870s, the duo of Mary Towles Sassine and Frank Hernage, meanwhile, both worked to organize Mother's Day in the late 19th and early 20th centuries. Some have called Herning the father of Mother's Day. So that's pretty interesting. And so we'll talk about Anna and how she was the big role into what is nowadays Mother's Day. And for you guys out there, I mean, I was curious. I didn't even know about this, and who knew like that this was actually the history behind it, behind Mother's Day and how it actually originated. So let's talk about Anna. The official Mother's Day arose in 1900s as a result of efforts of Anna Jarvis, daughter of Anna Reeve Jarvis, following her mother's 1905 death. Anna Jarvis conceived of Mother's Day as a way of honoring the sacrifices mothers made for their children. After gaining financial backing from a Philadelphia department store owner named John Wanamaker, in May 1908 she organized her first official Mother's Day celebration as a Methodist church in Grafton, West Virginia. The same day, she also saw thousands of people attending Mother's Day event at one of the Wanamaker's retail stores in Philadelphia. Following the success of her first Mother's Day, Jarvis, who remained unmarried and childless her whole life, resolved to see her holiday added to a national calendar, arguing that American holidays were biased towards male achievements. She started a massive letter writing campaigns to newspapers and prominent politicians urging the adoption of a special day honoring motherhood. By 1912, many states, towns, churches had adopted Mother's Day as an annual holiday, and Jarvis had established the Mother's Day International Association to help promote her cause. Her persistence paid off in 1914 when President Woodrow Wilson signed a measure officially establishing the second Sunday in May as Mother's Day. So that's a fun fact to know about that, the history of the U.S. history behind Mother's Day, because that actually leads into the history and it trickles down into the history of the U.S. Of the Mexican Mother's Day, and it's actually because of the U.S. Mother's Day, it was an inspiration to the Latin culture, to the Mexican Mother's Day. So we'll roll into that Mother's Day in Mexico. In this specific case, well, and if you guys are curious, this was also cited off the internet. So Mother's Day in Mexico. In the specific case of Mexico, the Mother's Day can be traced back to 1922. When inspired by the festives in the United States, various newspapers and political actors began a campaign to request government to institutionalize one day dedicated to celebrating Mexican mothers. And so it says May 10th was chosen because it was the day of the month consecrated to the Virgin de Guadalupe, who is considered a mother figure in the Mexican culture. And the 10th because of the time in Mexico, payday was every 10 days. And this made the opportune time to honor all mothers and mother figures in the Mexican society. Over time, Mother's Day has become a popular holiday in Mexico and was embraced by both governments and general population. So, it also says, it is important to note that some scholars and intellectuals denounce Mother's Day celebration in Mexico as an attempt to limit women's rights and trace the celebration origins to some years before that, more specifically to 1916, when the government in the state of Yucatan supported the first feminist congress, where women sought to obtain their sexual rights as well to achieve a free, conscious motherhood. As a response, various newspaper political actors began a campaign to stop these proposals, branding them as immoral. Among these were Jose Vasconcelos, the Secretary of Public Education, who defended the role of motherhood as a Catholic and conservative one, and limiting womanhood to the role of mothers and caregivers, and Rafael Alduquian, journalist and the founder of the newspaper Ixalor. It was Alduquian who, influenced by Vasconcelos, and launched a call the newspaper front page to request government to institutionalize one day out of the year dedicated to Mexican mothers. Mexico was the first country in Latin America to celebrate Mother's Day for the first time on May 10th, 1949. And there's a large sculpture in honor of Mother's Day was inaugurated in the Capitol with a plaque that read, "A lo que no amo antes de conocernos," and that translates to "the one who loved us before meeting us." And I just wanted to go and give you guys a little, little facts about Mother's Day for all of us out there. And special shout out to all the folks out there. Take this time to celebrate Mother's Day with your mom, or even the women out there that played the motherhood or that played the mother figure in your life. Sometimes they're not blood related. It can be your friend's mom. It can be just another influence in your life. So shout out to everybody that whoever played that role, and shout out to all the folks that if your mama's out there, give them a hug, and if your mama's not here anymore, rest in peace. That she's looking down from above, and she's truly proud of every single one of you guys. So now, welcome onto the show. I wanted to introduce you guys to my mother, my one and only mother, the one strongest woman in my life, the most courageous person in my life that I've ever met, most inspirational, motivational. And thank you so much for coming onto the show, Mom. And just wanted to, introduce you so you can introduce yourself.
Well, hello. I'm Lucy and I'm Gio's mom. Just wanted also to say Happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there. And I am a NSA and nutritional service assistant and at a middle school, and I love my job. Yeah.
That's awesome, Mom. So, what tell us about your like your morning routines. Like what do you do in the morning when you get like basically when you wake up in the morning, like what's your routine like when you wake up in the morning to going to work? Like what's your normal start? What is it like for you?
Well, it's just in the morning when I do wake up, I do my morning prayers for God bless my children, take care of my beautiful children, my four blessings, which I love with all my heart. Come out here and just, of course, have my coffee because I do have to have my coffee in the morning. And then talk to my furry child. Her name is Nia. Yeah, I talk to her and she just looks at me like, okay, mom. And just get ready to go to work and just go to work and just have a blessed day at work. And yeah,
That's good. That's good, Mom. Yeah, because everybody has different routines.
right.
Some people they wake up and rush to work, or some people take a minute to wake up. So it's really nice to get to know everybody's personal routine. So
Yeah, I always like to get there early, like 10, 15 minutes early at work.
that's really good, Mom. That's really
Yeah.
good. And like, what are your like, what are you interested in? What's like, what are you interested in? Like, what's your passions as far as like, what do you like to do? What are your hobbies? Like, what is it that you like to do on your free time?
Well, in my free time, I like to read books. I like to walk Nia, our furry child. Um, have a mirror over my granddaughter, which I love a lot. She comes over here. We also will go for walks. We walk Nia around the neighborhood.
Oh, nice.
Yes. Sometimes go to the store, window shopping, and stuff like that. Yeah.
That's good, Mom. That's good. And
Yeah.
so just curious, like, what inspired you? What inspired you to be an NSA? What inspired you to do that? What inspired you to get into that field? Like, what was it?
Yeah. Well, it's I always wanted to work at a school cafeteria where I work at. And it's funny because right now I'm working at the same junior high that I went back in. I was there 86, 87.
Mm-hmm.
But now I'm like behind the counter serving the children their food, lunch, breakfast, which I love to do. And yeah, now I have the job there, which I love. Like I said, I said maybe one day I'll get into that, and I'm into that right now.
That's good. I mean, you never imagined that you'd be giving back to basically giving
No,
back to your community, giving back to
no,
where
it's
you
yeah,
went
no,
to.
especially that junior high where I went to, and then you guys went to, all four of you guys.
True. No, that's true. That we all went to the same school, and now that you're back working there.
Yeah.
which is really nice. And I mean, is there like any rumors about your job or any misconceptions that sometimes people don't understand about certain schools, like as far as like not all school lunches are the same for all schools across the districts. There's some different types of lunches. Like let's talk about that.
Yeah, well, it's a community school now because,
Mhm.
like back in the days, we used to have, there used to be like a lunch number,
Mhm.
and now the kids here at this junior high, they just get free breakfast and free lunch. For breakfast, they're allowed to come 2 times, and for lunch we only have one lunch. So yeah, and it's free for all of them
Okay.
compared to before, or some other schools still here that
Mhm.
they do have to pay for their lunch or have reduced lunch.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
And as far as like the lunches, I mean, because it's a community school, so does that mean like there's when it comes down to lunches, is there like a month's worth of different meals throughout like basically every day out of the month there could be a different meal, or is it like there's 2 weeks worth of meals and it just gets repeated
Yeah, well,
and shuffled around?
each day is different.
Mm-hmm.
Each day, but then
Mm-hmm.
each week is about the same thing. It's just different days.
Shuffled around.
Yeah, they shuffle
Mm.
it around. Yes, exactly.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. And then I mean, as far as it goes, like, because community schools, I mean, I just learned that from you. It's I never knew about that, but I guess that community schools are for like the low income schools, because there are some schools depending
Yes.
on the region and area you live at. You know, some schools are more well funded depending on the area, and some areas are just low income. So the budgeting and funding there isn't all there for the food, which I understand.
Yeah, correct. Correct, son.
And I mean, as far as the food wise though, like I mean, I know. Do you personally think it's enough food for those kids to be surviving off the
No,
full
not
day like
really.
that?
No,
Mm.
no, not really. Like it's a small uh amount of fruit or vegetables
Mm-hmm.
and small box of juice or milk.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it's just like one hot dog or one hamburger, cheeseburger, and that's about it. But nothing. They do need more food.
I see. I
Yeah.
see. Because I
Hmm.
remember like growing up, there was the lunch cart. Snack ladies were out there. They would sell snacks and stuff that you can buy from a lunch cart, but that's not there no more. Like you mentioned, there's no
Oh yeah, all that
snacks
is
like that
gone
anymore.
already. Yeah, none of that
Okay.
anymore. Like when you guys were there, or back in the days when I was there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then so that's interesting to know about that. I mean, either way, like let's see. So about your job, like you ever had any dilemmas with any of the junior high kids there, or any situations where it's like or I guess maybe get told a certain rumor that oh these kids are troublemakers, but it's not that.
Well,
It's
yeah,
how
they're
you
not. I
treat
mean,
them or
they're
how.
not. What I've seen, they're not. Troublemakers. But just they go in there. You got to be polite to them. You're like, good morning. Don't forget your fruit or veggie, and thank you, and have a great day. It's just there's some other lunch ladies there that they're not too nice,
Mm,
and do like to say shit and all that. But yeah, no, you just you know got to be nice to them too.
yeah, no, and I get it. Sometimes you don't understand where the kid's coming from, what kind of background they have, or what they're dealing with at home. So sometimes
Yeah.
just being kind to them in the morning changes their whole day.
Oh yeah, and like just enjoy your breakfast, enjoy your
Hmm.
lunch, even though it's not the best lunch or breakfast. But just those words can help too, and have a great day. Yeah.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
So, I wanted to ask you, more about like you growing up and your life as a child. Like how was it? Let's dive into it. Let's go back to way back to when you were, growing up as a child. Like, um, did you have any, did you have any idea what you wanted to be as a kid, or at all. If not, it's I mean it's okay. And some people don't.
Well, no, not really, son. I didn't, have an idea of like what I wanted to be when I was, would grow up.
Mm-hmm.
I just, I loved going to elementary. I just loved going to school,
Mm-hmm.
but I really never, thought of, you know, what I wanted to be when I would grow up.
I see. I see.
Yeah.
And I mean, like, how was life growing up in the neighborhood? How was it like? Um, growing up, your childhood basically, like
Yeah,
growing up
well,
there.
because I grew up here in the east side,
Mm-hmm.
and back then, the hood was it was pretty bad. Yeah, it was pretty bad. A lot of drive-bys, and all that stuff. But compared to right now, which is way better. Yeah, but yeah, back then it was really bad in the neighborhood.
I see. I see. And I mean, was there like did you have any? Did you have like a favorite childhood memory, like anything about like maybe a time that you were at the park there, or a time that family members or anything as a child that you remember specifically, like a good story that you remember.
Well, I mean, the good memory I have was when I was maybe not as a child, I was younger, but when
Mm-hmm.
I turned 15.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I had a friend of mine, this lady.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that lives right there in the neighborhood. Her name's
Mm-hmm.
Rosa.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I which I love a lot. And I always saw her as my second mom. Yeah, her and her daughters, we all grew up together, which was Monica, Rosemary, and then we had Margie and Letty. Yeah, and I just remember them. I didn't have a quinceañera. I didn't have anything. I remember them
Mm-hmm.
cooking a cake for me and just, did a little party for me.
Oh, that's
Yeah, and that
amazing.
was a really nice memory I had.
Well, see that's amazing, and that's like I talked about on the episode not too long ago. I just mentioned about that. Wanted to shout out to all the women out there that they might have not been your actual mother, but they played a mother role in your life, and women like her, like you said, played an
Yes.
important role in your life.
Yeah, and up to this day, yeah, I still see her a lot and I talk to her and and her daughters, we're still friends and everything, and it's just, amazing because their kids are you guys' friends now, and it's
Yeah,
amazing.
it is. It's great to see that. Yeah, and it's nice that those are your childhood friends. Some of your childhood friends that you're still friends with to this day, and now that second generation friends basically.
Yeah.
It's nice to see that.
Yes.
It is, and so I just wanted to go over like maybe when you were young, was there like a favorite food, or is there a snack that you like growing up, or an ice cream, or was it chicharrones or something like?
Yeah, well, I mean, I had a favorite food, which is still like, right now, I love enchiladas, the
Mm-hmm.
green chicken enchiladas.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and it has to be very spicy because myself, I do cook very spicy, even on snacks. If I have chicharrones, which I love, I have to put a lot of salsa on them.
Mm-hmm.
And it's funny because, I do in my purse, I do carry a little bag with chiles in there, and sometimes you or your sister or your brothers are like, "Mom, what are you taking out when we go out to eat, like,
Mm-hmm.
anywhere?" They already know I have my chiles in there because yes, I do eat a lot of spicy food, or I do like to carry my chiles around in case there's no hot sauce or anything. Yeah, but yeah, and the green enchiladas are what I love a lot.
That's good, Mom. That's good.
Yeah.
And like so that's rolling into your more of your like later on years. Let's tell us about how you met Dad. How did that story come about?
Oh
How did you
gosh.
even yeah? Let's
Yeah,
start with that.
I know, it was funny how I met your dad. Um, I just remember one day, uh, your grandparents, my parents, were
Mm-hmm.
looking to buy a car, and my parents, well, my mom's friend was selling a van, and that day she came over to show my parents the van that she was selling, and along with this lady was her brother, and her brother was with her, and then your dad was tagged along with them. That's how I met your dad. And of course, oh my god, I saw him and I thought he was, oh my god, the best on earth. así muy guapo y todo.
There you go.
Yeah, six pack and all that. Oh Lord. But yeah, that's how I met your dad, and from there we started dating, and
Hmm.
God blessed our marriage. We've been married now for 31 years.
Wow.
Yes, and what makes me more happy, what God blessed us with, you know, four beautiful children. Yes, that's how I met him, and 31 years have gone by, and I just thank God for that.
That's
Time
good,
flies
Mom.
by, they say, when you have fun.
That's good.
Yes, I guess I had a lot of fun.
That's good. I'm glad to hear that,
Yes.
and I wanted to ask you, like, how was these are questions that are important, I guess, to ask. Is it's like, how was your journey into motherhood? How was that? Because I know you didn't have that proper mother figure that actually was there to like guide you throughout the whole process. So you dived in on this mainly on your own.
Right, yeah. I mean, it wasn't easy,
Hmm.
but you were my firstborn, and you know, I thank God for that, and it's a blessing. And I had you, and then after that, I had Johnny, and I remember, I think Johnny was maybe a couple of months, maybe like 3 months or 4 months, when I got pregnant with my beautiful princess here, which at times she's my drama queen, but I love her dearly. Yeah, and then your the youngest one, which is my
Hmm.
son Brandon. Yeah, he came a couple years, yeah, about 2 years from my daughter, but it was hard at times.
Hmm.
But I made it through. At times where you guys would get sick all together. I remember the time you all got sick with the chicken pox together, all four of you guys, and I was like, "Oh God, please help me!" But I made it through. I mean,
Yeah.
because you know, us as women, we go to the hospital, we have our children, and we don't come home with an instruction book, that tells us how to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's just day by day we learn something new, and just be the best.
That's good. And that would be your message to all the mothers out there and all the single fathers that are trying to play both roles. Is what would you tell them, all the people that and folks that maybe did have parents, but those parents didn't give a shit about them. So it's like they didn't have that proper guidance or that proper help.
Yeah, I mean, todos aprendemos día a día.
Hmm.
And yeah, I'm Spanglish, so sometimes I do this. Yeah, aprendemos día a día. Que a veces no sabemos de dónde sacamos las fuerzas para seguir adelante con nuestros hijos, pero like me, that I, love my children with all my heart, and would do anything for my children. You know, we're there 24/7. And hay muchas madres ahí también que tienen sus hijos, pero no les dan ese amor.
Hmm.
Ya, y nuestros hijos necesitan todo el amor que
For
una
sure.
madre o un padre les podemos dar, pero echándole ganas, just giving it all.
That's good. That's good. And I appreciate that message to the community out there and everybody out there that are doing their best. And no, it's really nice, man, to hear that, because everybody's
Yes.
journey and to being a parent. Yeah, like you're right. There is no instruction book. There is no manual
Yeah,
that they give you at the hospital when you have your kid, like how to be a parent. It's just you're on your own,
right.
and you learn from mistakes, and you just gotta grow from it. I see that,
Yeah,
you know.
that's
And
that's true, mijo. Yes.
so, like, I wanted to ask, like, if is there so what if there's something that you wanted to accomplish in life, one of the biggest things you wanted to accomplish in life, what would it be? What is something one big thing that you would like to accomplish in life, like a goal or something?
Yeah, I mean,
Be anything.
yeah, anything, yo lo único que quiero, and like, just to see, my four children
Hmm.
happy. Que ellos siempre estén bien, and with God's blessings es lo único que pido en la vida. Que just for them to be okay. Because to me, like I said, my four children are the world to me, and I just want the best for them.
That's good, mom. That's a great goal. Honestly, that really is.
Yeah.
And diving more about you, a little bit more about you, like growing up, like was there a favorite artist or type of music that you listened to growing up versus now that you're an adult? Because it does change.
Oh yeah, it does.
It
It
does
does.
change. So
Yeah.
what did you like listening to while you were growing up here in the east
Well, when
side?
I was growing up there and on the east side and all that stuff, I really didn't listen to Spanish music a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, maybe here and there because my parents, of course, would only listen to Spanish music,
Mm-hmm.
but really didn't like it. I was just, it was more like, the oldies and all that
Mm-hmm.
stuff. Until, I got married to your dad.
Mm-hmm.
That's when I started to listen more to Spanish music. And and right now I do listen to, maybe more Spanish music
Now,
now.
yeah. Is there
Yeah.
like now that you're an adult, obviously, it's like what is there a favorite artist specifically that you like, or artists is with more
Yeah.
than one, or genre of music that you like specifically
Well,
versus?
I listen to different types of Spanish music.
Mm-hmm.
But I really love a lot like the bachata and
Okay.
yeah, Romeo
Okay.
Santos. Yes, I really like his music a lot. I've been to see him, I think, about 3 or 4 times now up here
Nice.
in San Diego. Yes, I
Okay.
remember the last 2 times they were
Mm-hmm.
here. Well, he was here
Mm-hmm.
as there was still Aventura. I
Yeah, I was
went
gonna
to
ask because he separated from the
yeah,
group.
yeah. So I went to go see him down in San Diego. Oh my God, it was the best for me. Yeah, too. I went crazy.
I can imagine. Was it the
Yes.
same time that you didn't know that the big nose motherfucker that came out on stage happened to be AKA Usher, and you had no idea that that was
Yeah,
Usher, and
yeah.
he's
I
a
had no
big
idea it
time
was him.
artist?
Yeah, I had no idea it was him. But
That's
he was
funny.
there, yeah, with Romeo, singing, and I
Yeah,
didn't
because
know
they
it
had
was
that
him.
song together. That's
Yeah,
true.
yeah. And then yeah, and I had a blast there and those 2 times. And then after that, I went to go see him 2 times too,
Hmm.
just as Romeo Santos. So yes, I do listen to. I like him a lot.
That's good. That's
Yes,
good, mom.
compared to well, like I said, when I was growing up, it was just like there in the east side. It was just like oldies and all that
Hmm.
stuff. Yeah, not really Spanish, but yeah.
Okay, and then so is there like any favorite memories, mom, that you've had in the past? I don't know, 5, 10 years lately, recently. It can
Yeah,
anything
well,
that
yeah,
comes up to mind.
the memories. Yes, when you and your brother Johnny graduated boot camp.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, graduated boot camp and the family days
Mm-hmm.
that you guys had there, and very nice and beautiful memories.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and you know, I'm proud to be a military mom. Yes, and there was beautiful, beautiful memories I had back then. Probably the best ones. You know, seeing my boys there as graduating and all that. Yeah, very proud of my boys here.
And it just
My veteran boys. Yes, very proud of them.
it shows, mom. It just shows, like, the love and investment you put towards your child. Like it will they will prosper in life. They will be somebody. Would have nobody would have ever imagined, especially us coming out of the neighborhood that we came from, like that we would become Marines, that we would be
Yes.
the top percent of America. Like, who nobody would have ever imagined that. And
Yeah.
that's crazy because never did you ever picture, oh yeah, my kids are gonna be Marines, or they're gonna be in the military, sir. Like, that was just never in the picture.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it was really, it was really hard for me, especially, you being the oldest when you left. I
Hmm.
just, can remember still that day when you left. When you left, I cried and I cried. And I think I cried all the time when you were in boot camp and all that. I mean, also when your brother Johnny left. I did cry a lot, but I know you guys, are serving your country, and I'm very proud of you boys. I'm
Thank you.
very proud. Yes.
That's good, mom. And like, so, um, tattoos. Do you have any tattoos?
Yes, I do have tattoos.
What you got?
Yes, I have 2 sleeves. Well, most of my tattoos are just Hello Kitties. I know Hello Kitty. I love Hello Kitty since I was a child,
Mm-hmm.
but of course back then I was not gonna get a tattoo.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, but yes, I have sleeves. I have on my back of my legs, my neck,
Yeah.
and yeah, I just love Hello Kitty. And at times, I have people telling me, "Oh, you love cats,"
Mhm.
or the cat lady,
Mhm.
or it's like, no, one time they're like, "Oh, you love cats," and no, I'm sorry, I told them, I said I don't love cats, and they're like, "Well, Hello Kitty is a cat." I'm like, no. Cats walk on four, she walks on two, and they kind of look at me like kind of weird, and sometimes they just walk off like, oh, whatever, and or sometimes they do it. Why you have so many Hello Kitty tattoos? I said, well, because I love them, and of course they're all different.
Yeah.
Maybe I don't know, more than 25, 20, something like that.
Mhm.
Hello Kitty tattoos, and maybe planning my next one. I don't know.
Do you ever think people just people judge you and they think that you're maybe some hardcore like gangster person, and then they realize your tattoos are, oh, they look closer,
Yeah.
like, oh, they're Hello Kitty, like what the fuck?
Yes,
Throws them
yes,
off.
exactly. Yeah, yeah. And I have a really, I mean, I have a lot of Hello Kitty tattoos, but I have a really special one,
Uh huh.
which she is a Marine
Mhm.
Hello Kitty. Yeah, she has a grenade and a
Mhm. A rifle.
sorry, a
Yeah. No, you're
rifle.
good, mom.
Yes, sorry, grenade and a rifle. Yes, she's dressed as a Marine, and yeah, with you guys' names, Giovanni and then Johnny.
Mhm.
Yes, but yeah, I do have a lot of them. And yeah, sometimes yeah, people do give me, like, oh, she, what is she, ex-convict
Mhm.
or whatever, until they come closer to me because I do have a lot of tattoos. Oh, Hello Kitty, and oh, I love your Hello Kitty tattoos. Or sometimes, they'd ask me, oh, well, why you have so many Hello Kitty tattoos?
Yeah.
Or they ask me, or do you know why Hello Kitty doesn't have a mouth?
Mhm.
Yeah, like, no,
What'd
because
you
she's
tell them?
evil. Well, that's why I have so many Hello Kitty tattoos because I'm able to, and they just take off and turn around.
Well, that's for them to keep fucking around and finding out. They want to just ask stupid ass questions and get stupid
Yeah,
questions, stupid
I
answers.
was like, okay, no estén de pendejos. So it's like, yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, like you said, because in the morning you say you like to have your coffee. Like, is there a specific coffee or a place that you like to go to, or do you make it at home most of the time,
Well,
or how?
sometimes, yeah,
What's
I do make it here at home. Like I say, when I do get up,
okay?
after when my morning prayers and all that
Uh huh.
stuff, and yeah, I come out here and I do my a coffee or well, vanilla nut.
Okay.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite ones.
Okay. Is there like a specific brand that you like, or
Um, no, not really. I mean, just a vanilla nut. But of course, if I, go to Starbucks,
mm-hmm,
which I think I'm at Starbucks maybe 2 times a day.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's just their Pike. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I love that strong coffee.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. But I am a coffee drinker because I mean, it
Mm-hmm.
can be very hot. It can be like 90 degrees outside, and I'm here drinking my coffee. So
That's true. One way or
I'm a
another.
coffee drinker.
That's good, mom.
Yes.
And is
Yeah.
there like so besides coffee, like is there like restaurants? Is there a favorite restaurant you like to eat, or restaurants, or
Yeah, well, I do have this favorite restaurant. It's a
uh huh?
Beach Break. Beach
Where's that
Break.
at?
It's down here in Coast Highway in
In
the corner of
Oceanside. Okay.
Cassidy.
Okay.
Yes, it's wonderful food. Really, really, really good food.
Okay. To let the
Yes, their
world know to go
coffee
check
too.
them out.
Yes, yeah. If anybody wants to
But
check
are
them
they
out, yeah.
what they open? They close soon, don't they? They're not open all day.
No, they're only open, I believe, from 7 a.m. to 2 p.m.
Okay, so it's limited
Yeah,
hours.
Beach Break. Yes, it's very
Okay,
good. Yep.
that's awesome, mom.
Mhm.
And so as we start coming towards the end of the episode now, I like I said, I really appreciate you coming out here, and thank you for taking your time because I mean, yeah, this was there was no real practice on this, and I appreciate you did your best, mom. So thank you.
Thank
Hopefully
you,
the
son.
world will want to hear you more, and you'll be on here on more episodes, so the world can continue to hear you. And if there was a message you'd like to tell the world, what would that be?
What would that message be?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Um, just to be good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because there is, there's a lot of hate out there, and people are sometimes so bad. It's like what goes around comes around. Necesitamos ser buenos.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, dejarnos de chingaderas y mamadas and all that stuff, and you know, porque like I say, what goes around comes around. Tarde que temprano todo nos llega.
That's true. No,
Todo nos llega.
I agree with you 100%.
Yeah, so yo,
100%.
tratar a la gente bien y, claro, seguir con nuestras vidas y seguir adelante, pero, hacer las cosas bien.
That's good, Mom. No, and I agree with you 100%, and like I said, thank you for being on this episode, Mom, and I know for all the listeners out there that are hearing it, this episode is going to be dropped today on Mother's Day, so not don't be on the lookout tomorrow for an episode. This week's a little different. I'm not dropping it tomorrow. I'm actually dropping it today. So be on the lookout. It is going to be fresh. Probably have it ready by 1:30 p.m. California time in case you guys are curious. So be on the lookout for this episode, and thank you guys, and happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there in the world. Thank you guys for being the best of the best. I truly appreciate it, and thank you for being on this episode, Mom, and thank you guys again, and welcome to another episode of Around the Loop.